Okay, so it is time for another weekend vlog. That's up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you here today. It is September 19th, 2020. So before we start here, we need to rewind the clock a few hours and show you how the day began. Okay, so it's actually Friday night and we have a whole bunch of turkey vultures out here on the water. I'm gonna see if I can get footage for you guys. Hopefully they won't fly off too much. It's gotta be mating season because I'm watching them do some kind of weird stuff. But they're on the water out back. So I'm not really sure whether or not you can pick that up, but there was probably, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 of those birds, with still about 4 of them hanging out back there. It's a little bit unnerving. We saw them the other night, and I did a video. I was talking a little bit about them a couple weeks ago. I think it might have been when we were doing some dove hunting. But yeah, they're back there getting some water and displaying and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But wanted to see, hopefully I got a good shot of that for you guys. Okay, we are early. It is before sunrise, so I want to give you guys a peek at that real quick. Looks like it's gonna be another beautiful, beautiful morning. It's just a little bit breezy, so I apologize if the sound's not so good. So fall is definitely coming. It's cooler this morning. We're finally under 100 degrees, so we've got a lot of work to do. But something that we decided to do last night, we knew we had to start dealing with the new hens because we have basically all of them laying at this point, and they were getting way too big for the tractor. So we decided last night to go ahead and mix the flocks. So it was dark, so we couldn't get any footage, so I apologize, but we did go ahead and get them from their roost after dark, took them from the tractors, put them up on the roost with the old hens, and they're in there this morning. So Lori's been out here for a while because she is, you know, it's interesting. I don't know about you guys, but for Lori and I, the way we manage kiddos, we have one child, and the way I dealt with Austin and the way she dealt with Austin were drastically different. For me, it was kind of like, hey kid, get out there, learn these things, I'll show you, but make your own way. And she was very much the mama hen, and she is being very much the mama hen for all the hens this morning. And I hear a little bit of cackling over here, but for the most part, I think we're gonna be okay, we'll see. So I need to get over here, help Lori out with the chicken chores. You'll see the tractors right there behind me. We need to get those broken down as well this morning because the next time birds will be in those will be on the pasture and they'll be broiler chickens. So we got some extra work to do and I need to get to it. Okay, so we got most of the chores done, so let's take a look at the chickens. Lori's trying to give them as much to do as we can and be realistic, but she's got, we got them trained to know when we're gonna give them snacks, so there they are. And there's how are we doing today?
Huh?
How are we doing today?
Besides my anxiety and stress level, good.
So you're saying there's a little bit of anxiety and stress over this? They seem fine.
Well, they're got a scratch right now.
So they're busy. So what we do is we put straw down on the ground. We put like basically flakes of the straw bale down so they can tear it up. That's what they've kind of been doing. And then fighting with each other off and on. But I think we all know who the real head hen is in there right now. She's taking care of business, so I'm gonna get out of the way. Oh yeah, beautiful sunrise. Let's take a look. Come on, focus. There we go. I need to go in, I need to get the potted trees watered, and then we've got, as usual, a lot to get done. So I think we're gonna be just under 100 degrees. So you might have seen it, we took out all of the standing water. So once we get below that 100-degree mark, pretty consistently the standing water comes out and the chickens are fine on their own. Again, a summer with zero loss as far as chickens are concerned. Haven't lost one yet, so if I had wood around here, I'd knock on it. But anyways, we've got some more projects to get done. We've got a big project we're working on this weekend. I need to get over and get these potted trees watered. Over here watering the potted plants, I want to kind of show you guys that, but also standing here in the middle of the pasture, you won't see this for too much longer. Now that we're down under 100, the plan I think next weekend, as long as we stay that way, is to go ahead and get the pasture finally installed. So we'll definitely be covering that in detail with you guys. Oh, we've got fighting chickens, there's a shocker. One of the things that you guys saw us do though, over here behind me, we put wood chips along the whole pathway there where we had the hardware cloth built up, or I should say buried, to keep predators out. We did the same thing on this side. The only difference is we actually used ABC. So we put that on. I think got a video of Lori up on our Instagram and Facebook of her actually using the tractor and I was using the shovel to get that, and it looks pretty good, and obviously make sure that nothing can get underneath there. But I want you guys to see these potted plants. You know, here in the fall, we've talked about this with the fertilizing video, and we also talked about it when we were here last weekend, and that's fall. Once that weather breaks, these trees really respond. So that is a Panache Fig. That was actually a cutting that we took off the Panache on the old farm, and you can see it's doing beautifully, just amazing. Right next to it is a moringa tree that we tried to kill multiple times, but did well over the winter. We've got the two white mulberries. That one is taller than the run, which is 7 feet, so it's probably pushing 8 feet tall. Got a few other things in here. Look at the potted apple tree. It has some amazing new growth on it. I'll get in close here, hopefully. You can see just doing wonderfully. And this here is actually, we'll be showing a planting video on that. That is a fig variety that we've never had before. We actually got from one of our viewers. Victoria, you know who you are. So we took good care of that cutting and it sprouted well this summer. And so we're gonna add it over into the fig area. And we've already made plans to extend the fig area. I will share that at a later date, but we have another local YouTuber that does a lot on fruit trees. I'll save it, but she offered to give us several cuttings of some varieties we don't have. So because of that, we're gonna be expanding our fig area already. So we'll do that this winter, but I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so we have a lot to get done. We have a very, very big project. Last week, I shared with you guys that we were bringing some soil in, and the empty beds that you see behind me there, those are gonna be filled in. And we are gonna be doing a little bit of planting in them as part of that video, hopefully as well. So we're gonna be working on that. But one thing I wanna show you, right now we're watering every other day for all of the new trees. And that's on purpose. We wanna make sure they do not dry out, and they're responding really well. But one of the things that we're challenged with the way that we do irrigation, let me find one. Here we go. With the way we do irrigation is we have these little channels that we've built, these temporary channels, and when we do our planting this fall, we'll show you, we're gonna make some changes to that, but you can see when we water, if you can see on the ground here, there we go. You can see down here, the water comes from here, goes down, whoops. Well, you get the idea. It goes down that channel right there. There we go. Water goes down that channel, fills in around the ring, around the tree underneath the wood chips, and it does a great job. Challenge is we've got things that like to dig here in the channels, and they always dig up sides and they wind up spilling over. So what we do each morning after we water is we come back through and we make sure that we don't have that issue. So Lori and I need to go through, fill in a couple of those, and then we can get to our projects for the rest of today. Next thing up this morning, you'll see we got our tractors there behind me. So one of the things about the summertime and the monsoons is we're challenged with these things turning into sails basically. Also, we've only had them up here for maybe, I don't know, probably not even 2 months, and they're already starting to rip. So they just don't last at all. And generally we don't use the chicken tractors. Our intention is not to use them during the summertime. We just got thrown off with the move and the new hens, bringing them in the spring as opposed to the fall. So what Lori and I need to do is go ahead and take these tarps off, and unfortunately probably just go ahead and throw them away. So we're gonna go ahead and knock that out real quick and then get to the work for the day. So we got that done, and we definitely need to get Lori away from the chickens because Mama Hen is getting upset every time these girls fight, and they're gonna be doing it all day. So, get a shot of the pasture back there. We are done with chores for this morning. Beautiful morning. It's definitely getting warm though. And we have a whole lot of heavy lifting to do. So we are gonna be working on these beds today. You'll see them here behind me. So we finally have soil for these beds, and that's our big project for today, probably going into tomorrow. I'm not gonna go over the details here in the vlog today because we're gonna post that video next week and go into detail of the soil we have, why we bought it, kind of where we go from here. I think we'll do a little bit of planting if we're able to, because it looks like we're under 100 degrees. But before I do that, last week we were over here in the blackberry beds where we have the sweet potato growing, and we planted some acorn squash and some zucchini seeds that we had saved. And last night, see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Last night we saw that we have some starts. I'm gonna spin around, and you can see right there we've got 3 acorn squash that have started. And then of course you can see the sweet potato still just going crazy. So really happy with that. I'll tell you what, this whole test of establishing soil, where we basically are taking just the land and wood chips, putting them down and establishing soil, I like the sweet potato idea. So if we're gonna be doing that in the summertime again, instead of bringing soil in, we'll definitely do some type of vine, because keeping that soil cool and moist is definitely gonna help. Okay, enough of me yapping. I do that too much. So Laura and I are gonna go ahead and get to work on our project for today. When I come back, I'll probably be very sore and sweating. Okay, so we need to call it for today. We have been shoveling dirt, basically. Got to get a sneak peek at the beds over there. But one of the things I wanted to talk about real quick, we talk a little bit about some of the tools that we use here, and hopefully you can see this, but I do have a real strong suggestion on a hose, not the yellow one. That's one that didn't last very long, but the red one that you see there is a Gilmore hose. It's a 3/4 inch. I like those because you get more water flow, so I can get more water pressure. It is a rubber vinyl combo, and they're heavy duty. This one's a 75 foot. I bought a couple of them for a couple different spots of the house. We've tried several different types of hoses, even another Gilmore hose that's smaller, a gray one that comes in 100-foot sections, and every single one that we've gotten has split, cracked, something has gone wrong with it within a year. That's even keeping them out of the sun. These Gilmore hoses, I think we have, let's see, 3, 4, we've got 5 of them now, and we started buying them about 3 years ago. I have never had a problem with one, at least not yet. So very, very good hose, highly suggest it. I don't know if I can find it on Amazon, I'll stick it in the shop, but you could probably get it less expensive at Home Depot or Lowe's. And then one other thing on your hoses, well, 2 things. Obviously we're hot here, which is great. When I get a new hose, it's wound up real tight, obviously for shipping. What I do is I lay it out in the sun for a couple hours, let it straighten up, and then when you go to roll them up, we do keep them on the ground. When I go to do that, it'll be in a very, very wide diameter circle, so probably like a 5 or 6 foot diameter circle, and that helps them stop from getting kinked and tangled and that kind of stuff. So I'll let you guys know that. So I need to roll that one back up. But we are gonna call it for outside activities for now. We got a lot to do inside the house today. We got showered, we feel much better. There's a lot of dirt, really windy today, so I get the feeling we might be done with 100-degree days, or at least high ones. Had some lunch, and we're over here actually working on some wine. So we've moved a lot of this kind of stuff over to the Healthy Farm Living channel. Winemaking, definitely one of them. We do have a lot of folks that actually ask us a lot of questions on the winemaking. So we're not gonna do that on the farming channel anymore, but you know what? It's part of what we're getting done today, and this is kind of just us telling you how we're spending our day. So, Lori's over there getting, honey, what are you doing?
I'm smashing grapes.
Are you playing with your grapes?
Playing in the grapes, yeah.
Lori's playing in the grapes with her hands. Let's see. Get a
At least
shot.
I'm not using my feet.
Yeah, that would be really weird. I guess it wouldn't actually be that weird. Those grapes are actually from the old farm. Those were Manuka grapes, and Manuka happens to be the first wine that we made about 2 years ago. We've made several since. It's a very good red wine. We back sweeten it just a little bit, so it's off dry, but a very, very good red wine. And obviously Manuka grapes do really, really well here. So we're able to save that from the old farm and make that batch because we had them frozen. So now I've still got a few things I need to do. I need to get to some editing for you guys today. We've got we're not doing anything for the HFL channel, but we do need to make sure we check on those chickens today because Lori, Mama Hen, is really curious to see exactly how those chickens have been doing on their own. So let's see. Oh, there was something else too. So we actually are going to be planting into those beds. We want to plant into them right away so we can start building soil. And we're going to be doing some seeds from actually one of you. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes, but I need to get to editing. So you can see here we are, it's early afternoon, and you can imagine Lori is just dying to find out what's going on with the chickens. So we've got the basket. We need to find out whether or not they even have any eggs. So I'm gonna snag this camera. Ooh, it's bright. Man, it is still hot. Okay, I know fall's coming, but it does not feel like it. Does it feel like it to you?
No.
It's frustrating. Well, we got a whole lot of the new hens all up in here.
All right, let me in.
I'm gonna flip around, you can see better. Oh. Well, I got new chickens taking dust baths.
Oh, they are all hot. Look it, we should have
Yep.
left.
Hey, stop pecking my feet. All right, well, they're all in here. The good news is, hey, we got a Delaware going into the box. Not bad so far. Any new hens?
These are all of the old hens.
Yeah, so old hen eggs so far.
Yep, I know there's a couple. Looks like a couple new hens there.
New hens have already figured it out.
Oh, there's another one in there. Hi, girls. What else do we have? Oh, there's a couple more. You girls did good.
She's like, yeah.
Are you trying to get eggs?
She laid one.
Look at how many of the new hens actually laid in the box for the first time in here.
So still got a lot of pullet eggs. Actually, what's great is we got pullet eggs and they're laying in the boxes. So I guess what we need to figure out is whether or not we have eggs outside the box. And yeah, they're fighting. And I think somebody knocked over the water.
Oh yeah, that got bumped.
Yeah, so they're basically, oh, they're going underneath it.
Oh,
Look at, she's, okay. There's a chicken literally using the cup to take a bath.
Cooling off.
All right, girl. So that's a problem. We're gonna have to figure this out. They're literally all going underneath the cups. Maybe need to fill that in with some sand. And we're on an egg hunt to see if we have any eggs that aren't in those boxes.
They all laid in the boxes.
I don't see any.
There's none out here. I know.
All right, so the only problem we got is we got a bunch of chickens all trying to get near the watering cups. So we're gonna have to figure that out. I think the fact that they can get underneath there is a problem. So I think what we'll do is maybe get some sand, build that area up underneath there. It's really warm today, that's probably part of it. And they're a little freaked out. So good news is we had all of our chickens lay in the nesting boxes. So even the new hens that have never seen those automatic nesting boxes, they're in there. Now we did put some straw today just so they kind of knew where to go, but I think we're gonna go ahead and pull that out. So got some work to do. I gotta clean up this water that these chickens have basically turned into a little pool. We decided to go ahead and get their standing pools of water back in there. There's no doubt it's still a little bit too hot out here. It's definitely over 100, so that's a little frustrating. But the good news is there's nobody that's dead, and we had all, but actually we found one egg that was actually in that little puddle of water. I added some sand underneath there so they can't actually get underneath those cups, so I'm fingers crossed that'll actually help keep them out of that water. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up chicken chores for today and get back inside because man, it is stinking hot out here still. I think if you guys live here in Arizona, you guys know that when it gets to September, especially we get towards the middle end of September, we're all just tired of it. Okay, so we are gonna kind of start winding down for the day, but there's actually one more thing we're gonna do today that we wanted to do on camera with you guys. And the reason why is because one of you, Martin, you sent us some seeds and you comment all the time. You're very, very encouraging to Lori and I. And you offered to send us a couple different types of seeds. One of those is actually gonna be one of the first things we plant in our newly establishing garden beds. And that would be those black radishes. So I'm pretty sure I know which one it is, but I think we need to get them out of the holes. So we're gonna work on that right now while we have an adult beverage for the evening. So I think that's gonna do it for today. Lori and I are totally exhausted. I can always tell my eye starts to get red when I'm tired and we've had dust and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. We got a lot we still need to get done tomorrow, so we'll be working hard on these beds. The goal is to get these 6 beds done because those are the beds we're gonna be using here this winter and doing kind of some tests. So got seeds on order, really excited to get those in the ground. Also, we did find out from our pig breeder, it looks like we will have pigs at the end of October. So we're excited to get prepared for that. So we're got several things we need to get done for that. Then of course, fall, it doesn't feel like it today, still very, very warm, but we know that's coming as well, and a whole lot of planting that we need to get done. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Questions or comments, leave those in the comment section down below. Instagram and Facebook, we post content there you won't see here on the YouTube channel. Our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description, a free painless way to help support the channel. If you start with that link, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. And one more thing, our Healthy Farm Living channel, we refer to it as HFL. That is our other channel where we talk a lot more about what we do inside the house and around it to stay as healthy as we possibly can. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. Yeah, I think they're gonna still be fine. Oh, we gotta clean up all that crap we left on the ground.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks, Martin.
Martin, we got a lot of seeds that we're working on here, man. I mean, we're very appreciative, but man, they're small.